the MST MRX. Now it's basically, it makes it so the motor can be mounted high, and then the driveline goes underneath your, and then you can change your gearing off the very back end. Now, I was talking about this with Aaron, and we're both scratching our heads going, okay, that interchangeable on the back end, that's really cool. You can change up your gear ratio and everything like that, but isn't it just as easy to change the pinion and the spur? I don't know. I mean, it looks really cool. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some really neat reason why they're doing it this way, but I'm not sure what it is.
I like to see that on a planetary transmission.
Exactly. Yes. Anyways, everybody's heard about the SCX24 Gladiator. So there you go. There's the Gladiator. I already did a full kind of rundown video on it, so you guys can check that out later on the channel.
People love it.
That's the point. People are loving the thing. It's 22 millimeters longer than the other chassis, than the originals. It's got a detailed back rack thing with like an overlander kind of setup. It has a scale interior-ish, Lexan, as scale as you're ever going to get. It hinges on the back, and it's Velcro on the front, so there's no more body pins in there. It does have new electronics. They've updated the electronics to the newer generation electronics. Okay, so the newer generation electronics is no longer branded Axial. It's branded Dynamite, Horizon, whatever it is. The receiver ESC combo is blue. Now, feedback that I've seen on every run video I've seen of it yet, because, I haven't got one yet, is that it is a little bit smoother power on the bottom end. So it should be pretty cool. I like the fact it's longer wheelbase. There's going to be more options out there for other bodies to be put on there now too. Yeah. So KYOSHO re-releasing the OPTIMA mid-drive, four-wheel drive, chain drive. And you just hate re-releases, don't you?
I hate them. We have new technology, peoples.
We have new stuffs. Use it.
You want to relive your childhood? Here you go.
So, KYOSHO didn't want to be left behind on the whole re-release bandwagon, so they jumped on there.
Nostalgia.
Right? Nostalgia. Yeah. See, I'm partial to that one because I have was the Ultima?
You have all of them.
I have a bunch.
Let's be clear here. You have all of them. Vintage, he's got all of them.
I have a few. 6 or 7, 8. The ones I don't tell her about that she doesn't know about. Yeah, and then I like the old chain drive one. That's my favorite one.
Anyways,
Schumacher has come
joining
out
the game.
Yeah, you talk about this. You know more about this guy
that motor. Check. Crazy wishbone front suspension. Check. The carbon. You're going with the automatic style top arms, so you can do the caster and camber at the same time. Something similar to automatics. So it's great to see them finally joining the game.
Right. And they did come out with an aluminum chassis version and then a carbon fiber graphite, whatever you want to call that. I don't call it real carbon fiber because I don't think it is. It's like a wafer stuff. I also noticed on this that the body mounts are really, really far out there, close to the back wheels, if you notice that, right? They're not as far in as they are on the other ones, right?
It helps with the body tuck too, I do believe.
Yeah, exactly. That's my understanding as well. So that's from them. That is the MI8, not the M18, the MI8.
Like Mission Impossible.
MI6. It's kind of like James Bond. R1 Wurks has released a new set of motors called the Voltas. I haven't really seen any feedback on speed compared to the originals. Basically, all the same motors.
What I gathered with it, it has a longer rotor in it, a shorter one. You can get the option for the 21, or what they call it, version 21.
Version 21? So that's a shorter rotor.
21s, yeah.
Okay,
so it's like the one I just got, V21, and all it is that motor, a little more cutouts, and a bigger rotor, which you can get that optional part for the V21s.
It also looks to me, when I look at the pictures and do quick comparison between the old ones and the new, as I think that there's going to be a lot more cooling available on the magnets, but you are not going to want to get those suckers wet. They are going to be very, very moisture and nut friendly. Because dirt and grimes is going to get sucked in there, no problem. The Gmade has been making their GSO2F Buffalo for a while in a kit form. So they made the military version and then the regular version. Now they've released it in an RTR version. Looks cool. I mean, those are not a branded tire in any way, shape, or form, but they are very aggressive looking, right? So, and as you guys could see, it doesn't. Don't you agree? It needs more antennas, right? Like, let's add more antennas to that.
I think so.
Look at them. Look at it. There's 2 antennas on there. Totally needs more antennas. And then next up, we have drag racing fans. DE Racing has made tires and such for quite a while for basically carpet racing 1/8 buggies and stuff. Well, now they've come up with a set of drag rims and tires. So the thing about these tires is if you take a look at that rim is almost the full circumference or full diameter of the tire. There's like maybe 1/4 of an inch space all the way around the outside. So when you go to put this together, you take their new tires that they put on, and you take a strip of foam, that double-sided, that sticky tape foam, you put it on the inside, and then you put this on. So you get like it's almost like running O-rings for your front or having solid front rubber.
So now they're legal. That
makes them legal because they have foams, right?
They're foam.
I'm sure somebody would change the rules somewhere, but seeing as everybody seems to think it's okay to run glue on no prep, I'm sure these will be fine. Totally fine. And then for the other drag race fans, not so much drag race, I suppose, but the B63 is a very popular chassis amongst drag racing. It's also a popular chassis amongst off-road buggy racing. And Vision Racing has come out with a complete carbon fiber machined platform for it. That's pretty much it for that. And Rage RC does not want to be left out of the little mini 124 scale RC bandwagon. So they've come out what they call the Trek. It's 2S. It is lithium powered. It's got lights, got a little set 124 scale, just a tiny little guy. So cute. There's your super high quality lithium battery in there. and these, I don't even know. I've never heard of this company before until I saw this. Absima. It's a German company. So when you go onto their website, it actually, you have to translate everything from German to English or Chinese or wherever you're looking at it from. But it's supposed to be, the body style is supposed to be snake-like. So, but when you get down into it, you start looking at the platform and the way everything's laid out and the parts that are made, it actually looks pretty substantial. Funny.
Yeah, it looks decent.
Yeah, it looks decent. It's, aluminum chassis, aluminum bodied shocks. I mean, that motor mount looks pretty beefy to me.
Oh, heck yeah.
Those shock bodies. Take note. Look at the top of those shocks. You see what's coming off of those?
Piggybacks.
Yeah, they got actual functioning shock reservoirs.
Oh.
Like, that's not something you see in an RTR very often either, right? This is a 1/7 scale. So it's going to be the same as the new Arma Fire Team or any of the other 1/7 scale stuff that you want, infractions, whatever.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not. The only problem I have with it in North America is I do think that parts availability is going to be a nightmare for it, because I couldn't find when I was looking through, I couldn't find anywhere that was distributing it in North America. Everything seemed to be coming overseas. So you might be waiting, but it does look pretty skookum. It does come with LED lights. Those are the rear lights. It's got the front lights and everything on it. It comes in a green and an orange. Fairly meaty looking tires. I never really looked that close to see if those are actual functional bead locks or if they're just made to look like beadlocks. I don't know. And Spektrum has come out with a new budget charger, the S155. So in Canada, this thing's going to come in under $90.
Huh.
In the States, I think it's under 65, around 60 to 65, something like that. It has the IC5 and the IC3 connector in it. It is touchscreen. It gives you all the same bells and whistles that the newer, bigger charger does, but it only does 55 watts instead of the higher amperage. And it only works off AC. So it'll be a cool one. This is one of the new releases from Tamiya. So hope you guys are paying attention. There are 19 releases.
Okay, there you go.
Now, not all of them are actually new. Some of them are just 2020 Aaron's favorite re-releases.
Are they new release because they've gone to the hobby wing?
No, they're just re-released because actually in some of the imagery, most of them aren't showing hobby wing ESCs in them. So I'm not even sure how that whole ball is rolling there. I know there are separate part numbers for hobby wing ESC supplied Tamiya trucks and cars and whatever, right? But this is the new Scania. This is kind of a little bit like the Mercedes that they already had out. The lights on this are amazing. There's so many lights in there. There's the light bar on the top. There's lights in the roof. There's lights in the grill. There's lights in the back. There's lights on the side. If you look real close there, you can see. You see on the very bottom there, that orange lighting? So that's not lit right now, but you can put LEDs in there and light it up.
Oh, God.
You have to buy the light kit and everything separate. So it's going to be a little tricky that way. But the Scania high cab style trucks have always been really popular and they look cool. This is the M08 chassis, the R version, the limited edition. So this one's coming out with some carbon fiber goodies on it. Ooh. And a few extra added bits to it. But if you look at this picture, you can see this is not a hobby wing ESC that's in this guy. But you see how the carbon fiber added body mounts, coilover shocks that are aluminum bodies.
Anodized.
Yeah, lots of anodized bits and stuff. This is just basically they're kind of throwing all of their bits that they have stock.
You see that?
Aftermarket stuff on there.
You gotta go back. Sorry, you gotta go back a little bit.
Gotta go back. Yeah, go back.
Go back. Look at those screws. Proper screws. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, good point. It's a very good point. I never even noticed that. See? Now the guy who gets really frustrated, this dude right here, of course he would notice that right off the bat, because I know a lot of guys that buy the M08s and the M06s and any of the Tamiya products and race with them, the first thing they really want to do is change out all the hardware for something that's not Phillips head.
Yeah.
You know who I haven't seen? Mine. I haven't seen anybody do that yet, though, with the Euro truck. Because technically, I don't know if you're allowed to. I don't think you are. Because on the Euro truck, you're supposed to run everything that comes in the kit.
As per kit.
So anyways.
Okay, sorry.
Then we're having a new version of the M06. So Jägerbomb. Jägerbombs all around. Just a Porsche body. It's fairly nicely detailed on the front end and on the mirrors and stuff like that. I've never been a fan of this body style, so I don't know what to say. Everybody's been waiting to see this. This is the new 2021 Ford Bronco on the CC-02 chassis. It is not the same as the one from Traxxas, though, because this is the two-door version, not the four-door.
Smaller one.
With being shorter. But it's still running the same garbage tires that Tamiya runs on their CC-01s and 2s. These tracks are really the only super cool thing about this. This little buggy or bugger, whatever you want to call them. Though I noticed this is the part that got me the most. They came out with a mountain lug style, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's got optional lugs you can put in, and so it's got more meat. Now, I did see some running videos of this truck in the previous version. Oh, what was that one called? The free something? Free rider? Free Freeland. I can't remember, but anyways, it looked like a little pickup truck style. And I saw some running videos of that in the snow, and it actually did quite good. I'm pretty sure it was not a brushed motor that was in it. I think they'd upgraded to brushless because the track speed was way faster than it should have been for a brush motor, I thought.
Did the wheelie bar come in handy?
I don't think the wheelie bar is even of any use. And then for tank lovers, you guys, they came out with another version. This is a full option kit, 1/16 British battle tank, Mark III, Centurion Mark III. So they're just showing all the different angles they could shoot it at. If you're into tanks, this is another option. Tamiya's always made some really nice looking tanks.
Yeah, good detail.
There are some other brands out there that'll just spank it. I'm going to let you run with this one.
Here we go. The new new touring car from Tamiya. Came with a great name, 420X.
So,
not much too new. It's a carbon chassis.
Yep.
Not much different from their previous chassis, I don't think.
No.
One thing I don't like about it is the Tamiya plastics on it, but just stock up on parts.
Yeah. Carbon fiber plate for the motor.
Mid-motor.
I'm sure they're probably going to release. They're probably going to release a aluminum version as well. You don't see a lot of people running Tamiya or anything like that on road racing down here or around our area. Most people are doing the X-rays, the Automatics, the Schumacher. I've actually seen Schumacher. I've had one of those MI8s. Was it MI8? Might have been an MI1. But this is the Opel. We talked about this last week. This is the new cliff body on the TTL1 Type E. So parts availability for this is going to be huge. Aftermarket options are going to be huge.
Oh.
Aaron's new F1 car is here. I know he's just been chomping at the bit to get himself a 6-wheel F1.
I need the Elf.
1977. That's almost as old as you. It's almost as old as me.
There we go.
Right? And Mercedes-Benz limited edition. Now, I couldn't find any pictures showing the actual body of this or like the inner chassis. These were all prototype pictures that they really had showing up there.
I'm thinking that's based on a TT03 chassis.
Yep.
With foam tires.
Yep.
So it's like a Formula 1 chassis from Tamiya. There were the original ones with it.
Yep. And then, so that's pretty much for those guys. Then we've got another. So this is a new not drift. This is another. No, let's back this up. We're about to go back. Oh, we jumped right past it. Look at that. Just having brain fart there. So this is the Xvo2 Pro Chassis Kit. This isn't coming with a body or anything. Shaft drive. So this is a new rally kit for you. It looks like it's kind of based off of a TT01 style of body. Like the platform is a lot more similar to that than the older, the XV01 or whatever it was that they had, that they're doing a lot of. And I don't see in this kit a lot of like, the other ones have almost like a full wheel well. These don't.
It looks like the high banks on it.
Yeah, but this one, I'm pretty sure this is just going to take basically any 1/10 scale on road 257 mil, 257, 260 ish wheelbase body, and you'll be able to stick it on here and rip with it, right? So I think I'm expecting to see some pretty cool rally stuff come out of this.
But do you see that motor mounts? The motor mounts is to the middle of the chassis, not towards the back like their typical chassis.
Yeah, you're right. And the transmission is actually mounted in the middle. If you look at the picture there, you can see the two output shafts. The servo is mounted off to the side, and then it crosses over. And it's got almost like that Porsche. The wheels are kind of got that spoked kind of rally look to them with a dish in the middle. So that'll be a fun one to build. And I think your body options are going to be great. And then we got our new re-release, Thundershot 2022. Nothing real fancy on this, just upgraded plastics and re-released it all, really.
Fresh plastic.
Yep, fresh plastic. I mean, they didn't even upgrade the tires, which is sad. The Astute the TD2. The thing I like about this is this lay down cantilever front suspension, but the rest of it, meh. It doesn't really jump out at me, but it is interesting to see that front suspension set up. Subaru, rally car, TT01 again. But I was thinking this is kind of a re-release of one they already had, and then I looked at the body I have, and no.
Newer.
No, this is 4-door. The old body style was 2-door. So I think the old one was, I can't remember anymore. SRX, I think. SX. I can't remember, but it's a 2-door. This is a 4-door. This is the more current rally model that they've been racing in the real world. Vivante. So this one has a whole bunch of aluminum and graphite or carbon fiber upgrade parts on it, and a tuned motor and fancy stuff like that on it, right? 2011 Black Special. Oh yeah, and this cute little guy. So that's their Vivante. Then they came up with this guy, the Lunchbox Mini Gold Edition SW01. So this is that short little truck that you built. You've got one up there. It's right there. Right there.
There it is.
There. Anyways, it does really cool little wheelies and just burns all over the place. It's funny, and cool. And this is, so they came in a yellow Lunchbox version. Then they came in the Mud Runner version. No, Mud Mad is what it was called, which is one I've got up here. So I'm not going to get up there to get it for you guys right now. And now they've come up with this gold body version. Golden Lunchbox. Yeah. So
yellow plastic.
Yeah. Yellow plastic's pretty hideous, but it is what it is. So that is it for the Tamiya stuff. For all of you guys with an SCX6, Reefs has now released their servo in a servo winch. So in the 1000 and the 2000. So this is rated. Let me find the ratings here. This sucker is rated for the 1000 is rated up to 1,000 ounce at 8.4 volts. 800 ounce at 6, 900 ounce at 7.4, and 1,080 ounces at 8.4. Speed, nobody cares because it's a winch. I don't care. Do you care? Do you guys care? Do you care? I don't know. Beast 2000. Okay, the 2000 starts off at 10 volts and runs with a torque rating of 1,000 ounces. Then it jumps up to 11.1 volts, so that would be running directly off of 3S power. That's 1,250 ounces of torque. Okay. Then it jumps up to 12 volts. That's 1,450 ounces of torque. And then at 16.8 volts, which is basically 4S power, you are running at, actually, is that 4S power? No, that's more than that. 14, more than 4S power. But that's 2,000 ounces of torque in a winch. Do not get your finger caught on that winch line. You are going to break it into little bits. You're doing the calculations, aren't you?
That's 125 pounds.
125 pounds on a 30-pound truck. If you're doing it on an SCX6. That's cool. I'm glad somebody came up with something. Somebody needed to make something for that huge truck. Yokomo, front-wheel drive. Man, I see a lot of front-wheel drive body releases and stuff.
It's big. It's big in certain parts of the world.
Except for not here, right? It's not a bad-looking body, but it's a pretty plain Jane body to me, really. It's clean, but it doesn't really look super blingy. I think that the rear hatch looks a little odd on this because it kind of looks to me like where the spoiler's mounted, they just decided, let's just make it come straight down to the bumper.
Instead of having an angle, we're just going to go up and down with it. Give it some strength.
Yeah, right?
Strength and raceability. That's what it is. It's the two-post.
But In the real world, do you think that's what would be there?
No, but Virgin ours.
I don't think so.